Hi guys, Dave here from Wolf in the Wild Survival. We are still under quarantine. My kids and I have decided to break up some of the cabin fever by coming out into the woods, into this little sort of new camp area that I've been kind of putting together, working on a little bit. You might hear my kids playing in the background because, it's a beautiful spring day. And we're still kind of quarantined here, so we're not putting anybody at risk, including ourselves. And it's a beautiful day. It's like April 4th, I think. There's been talk that we might go under like a forced lockdown, like the cops will arrest you and fine you and possibly throw you in jail if you're not quarantining yourself. You're basically like under house arrest almost. If that happens, I'm not staying here in London where I live. I'm going up north. I'm going to Muskoka. I have a bug out place in northern Ontario, and it's stocked. It's food and it's on a lake. There's fish, there's lots and lots of trout, bass, and all kinds of game fish and whatnot. It's way northern Ontario. There's animals, there's there's a lot of food already there as well, right? So in the unlikely event that for whatever reason I can't drive there and I have to kind of walk and sneak my way through and whatever, I'm gonna want to be able to sort of move as lightly as possible. I'm not necessarily going to be taking all of my camp gear if I have to walk, my inch bag, because my bug out location is already fully stocked. There's no need for practically anything once I'm there. So in that event, it'll probably take me a couple of days to walk there. So I'm going to want to have some things to get me there. And I did this as cheaply as I could, while having, I'm not just putting saran wrap around a tree or something and saying that's my shelter, right? So, first of all, I went out and bought, who's this by? SE? Thermal Reflective Shelter Kit Survival Series. What does SE stand for? So, I'm honestly, I have no idea what SE stands for. Cost me $15 at one of my favorite places to go for stuff like this. In London, it's called Forest City Surplus. Great store. I love it. So, where was I reading that now? Sorry, guys, I really should have. Okay. Waterproof, thermoreflective, double-sided, aluminized, laminate fiber scrim. I'm honestly not sure. I think that means the outsides, but I don't know. Reinforced grommets, and it comes with a carrying pouch, paracord, and 4 aluminum tent stakes. So for $15, it doesn't seem like all that bad a deal. Now that's $15 Canadian. For my American friends watching this, you'll probably get it for like maybe half that price or less. Okay, so 70 inches of paracord plus pegs. The thermal tarp is 82 inches by 60 inches. And okay, this product meets CPAI 84 flammability requirements. It is not fireproof. Product will ignite by direct flame. Keep away from fires and flames. Do not tear, puncture, or cut this product as it will affect heat retention efficiency. Keep out of reach of children. And then it's got, on the back of it, sort of here's some ideas about how you can set this up easily. Now, 60 inches by 82 inches really doesn't give you a lot to work with, but I mean, you know, you can use your imagination. The second thing I got is it's almost like a picnic blanket. It's waterproof. It's probably not super warm, but as a ground mat, it'll be perfect. I got that from Dollarama, by the way. It cost me a couple of bucks. Okay, I also got Backpacker's Pantry Juveros Rancheros Egg Scramble Mix. Apparently, yeah, it's 2 portions. It's got 220 calories per portion, and there's 2 portions in it. This is the smallest one they had, the cheapest one they had, very, very lightweight. It's almost flat. So, I mean, if I'm going to be walking for, say, 3-4 days, I'll get 3-4 of these and make do. You know, I'll do what I have to. But at least, you know, it's something along the way. And then I bought a fire starter from Extra Flame. And it is 100% wood fiber with wax. I can't remember what I paid for this, but it was like a buck or two. Actually, I think I got this at Dollarama as well. I really should make notes. So, these I got from Dollarama. This was a buck or two. This was like $3, maybe 4. And then these I got from Forest City Surplus. So I didn't buy like any, you know, like a pot or, you know, a water bottle in it, because I already have that. And if I'm gonna make my way up north and, you know, whatever reason I have to walk, I'm obviously going to be pilfering a few things out of, you know, some of my packs. I'll probably bring my Get Lost bag. I'll maybe, you know, just pilfer a few things out of it and mix and match from, you know, kind of whatever. But some of the stuff that I have in those, they're pretty pricey. Okay, so what I'm trying to do right now is sort of put together something for anybody else who's in a lockdown situation. They're trying to get home, and for some reason the law won't actually let them, so they're going to sneak their way, you know, to wherever. So what am I missing out of this general thing if I'm going to be doing that? A map, a compass, some sort of a metal container so that I can heat my water, and you know, lighter, ferro rod, this, that, whatever. Your most campfire essential basics, basically. Use your imaginations and check your own wallets for, you know, maybe you just grab a pan out of the cupboard before you go, you stick it in your backpack. For the time being, just, you know, for doing whatever I'm doing, I've got my machete, my United Cutlery Parang. I've got a knife sort of tucked in behind it that I got ages ago from Forest City Surplus, and I have no, that's pretty much all I'm going to be using. I didn't bring any extra paracord, any extra cordage at all for this video, so I'm hoping they give you enough in that kit. So we'll see. The backpack is an SOG, I think it was called the Ninja. The SOG Ninja tactical backpack. I really like the pack. I bought 2 of them. I really like the pack. I've got just a sort of a Maxpedition knockoff kind of attached to the side, and if I have to, you know, up and go, then that's probably going to be what I'll grab. You know, I'll put a few things into it, plus, you know, whatever, and I'll go. So let's dig into this shelter kit and see what we got here, because I think that's going to be probably the most interesting thing. I think that's what people are really going to be interested in. So let's do that now. So I'm going to use the ground sheet. It's black, and every one of them had the plaid pattern. Let me see, there was green, there was red, there was blue, there was, you know, whatever you like, pretty much. So apparently it's totally waterproof. It's not super big, but as a ground sheet it'll be fine. And the shelter kit. Oh, let's normally, I would only use this for my food. Don't want to cross-contaminate, but we'll just do that for the now. For crying out loud! Just do this for the now. All right. Now, I've used these before. I kind of like them. They're not bad. Oh. Wait a minute, that's the carry pouch. Okay, same thing. That's good. You know, when it said it had a carry pouch, where did it? Right on the front? It shows us like a totally different thing. I was not expecting that. I was expecting something a little bit different. But still not horrible. I mean, all in all, you could, in theory, if you had, you know, like a proper kind of glue or whatever, you could actually cut this up and use it as a patch kit if you happen to mess this up in the time it takes you to get to where you're going. Yeah, there's that smell. Funny smell. Okay, I've used these before. I do like them. They're not bad. Get to a reflective. There we are. So, heat reflective. They're more efficient than a Mylar blanket, which I will have in this little thing as well. But they're more efficient than a Mylar blanket. They're definitely tougher than a Mylar. They're almost as hard to fold up and get back to the point where you can put it away in the kit. There we are. But, jeez. And then tent stakes. Fairly standard. I mean, there's a little bit of give there. I mean, it is aluminum, but they're not total garbage. Now, is this actually paracord? Yes, it is. You can sort of see the 7 little strands that have been melted in and kind of whatnot. So, yep, that is 550 paracord, and that is maybe 6 feet, maybe 24 feet. All right. Well, let's make a shelter. Well, that isn't bad. That took 4 or 5 minutes at most. I wasn't really paying much attention. I got it up in a lean-to, obviously. I got 2 tent pegs left, 2 hanks of paracord left. So it's, if I had a campfire just sort of right out in front of me and I had to spend the night here, I think I'd be relatively comfortable. Wouldn't even really need that much of a fire, except for it still goes below freezing at night around here. Now, obviously, I would have to bring like another blanket, even if it is just Mylar. But, I mean, you know, with a decent campfire, it wouldn't be that much of a problem. Pretty well sheltered in here. And, nope, not quite big enough for that, but I mean, you know, some of my legs and my feet hang off. My head is right up at the, but I'm covered. I'm covered head to toe by the tarp, which really is what matters the most. Oh, yeah. I think I could have a nap here. So for a price tag of $19, I have my ground sheet and my cover. You could definitely go cheaper, sure. But, all in all, okay, first of all, it is green. So by my line of thinking, that'll help blend in. Also, a lot of the cheaper stuff that you could get, it's like white or blue or whatever, you probably don't want that if you're trying to avoid the law as you're trying to get to your bucket location in a lockdown situation where it's illegal for you to do that. So $19 really isn't all that bad. Now, maybe I don't grab any kind of blanket or anything from home. Maybe I just go the lightweight option and I throw in a Mylar blanket. That's $1. So for the price of $20, I have my ground cover, I have my cover, and I have like a Mylar blanket to help keep me warm. That's my whole sleep and shelter setup for 20 bucks. Not really too bad. Maybe you can do better, but all in all, I mean, the cheaper you go, the less quality you're going to have. And if you're relying on that to get you to where you're going, 2, 3, 4, even 5 days of marching through back roads and through the woods and you know, kind of whatever, you want your gear to get you there. So from my opinion, 20 bucks isn't all that bad. Now remember, that's $20 Canadian. My American friends will pay substantially less than that, but I don't really know what the conversion is at this point, so I'm going to guess maybe close to half the price, maybe just slightly more. I don't know. As for food, I know a lot about wild edible plants. I know that there's going to be a lot of farmers' fields on my route. Chances are most of those plants are not going to be available because it's still early spring. And farmers' fields, crops and whatnot, same thing. Not going to happen. In the event that it is available, I will think nothing about just grabbing a few ears of corn or whatever to munch on along my way. I will stop and forage around a little bit when I'm setting up my camp somewhere, just to, you know, add to whatever it is I'm carrying. But these backpacker countries, like super lightweight, not a large profile, all in all, I could carry, geez, more than 100 of these, I'll bet, in that backpack, if that's all I'm carrying. And I mean, really, I need 1 or 2 of these a day to get me to where I'm going. You know, yeah, I'm gonna be miserable. Yeah, I'm gonna lose a fair bit of weight. You know, that's what happens. When I'm out and about doing videos and whatnot, this is pretty much with me all the time. This goes in my AV belt. And bug spray, camera lens cleaner, a little bit of cordage, multi-tool, lighter, and one of my big ferro rods here. One of 2 that will probably be the last ferro rods I ever need. They're huge. All right. Not if I keep doing that, apparently, but... Oh! It is lit! Lit it with a ferro rod. So if your lighter does, for whatever reason, happen to stop working, you can still do it. Good old ferrocerium rod. while I'm building up this fire and getting ready to boil some water, I want to make something completely perfectly clear. I am not necessarily in any way, shape, or form saying that it's okay to break the law, it's okay to ignore the rules, and that, you know, this COVID-19 thing shouldn't be taken seriously and you could just do whatever you want. Not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that sometimes stuff happens and you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. Water is boiled up. I'm gonna have to ask my friend I went camping with last year before. She bought I don't even really, I forgot to take out the oxygen absorber packet. Hey Serena, what was it that you bought for that camp trip? The food that you bought, it was like a scrambled eggs with like red peppers and ham or bacon, or it was good. It was really good. And you prepared it exactly the way I'm preparing this now, even though this says to do it differently. If you could put that in the comments so that we all can have that information, I'd really appreciate it. All right. So we're just going to do that, and we're going to leave it for 10 or 12 minutes. Probably leave it a little bit longer than it says. And hopefully we'll have a meal and not a mess. All right, time to give it its second stir. Get an idea what it's going to look like.
Yeah. I know.
Huh. Looks like vomit.
Yeah.
I see? Yeah, it really does look like vomit.
Can't prepare it the way that you can the other one. Hey, buddy.
Is that supposed to be eggs?
Yep. So the basic idea that I had in mind, not gonna work out. Not at all. So, we're gonna have to try it. Stop throwing leaves on the fire now.
Okay. Stay. Don't get too close.
This seriously does look like garbage, guys.
I feel like that would be fine if it was supposed to be like not eggs.
Alright, so it's taste test time. Now, I'll level with you. Me personally, I could eat sauteed raccoon arsehole on a stick if somebody put a little salsa on it, all right? Doesn't bother me at all. So I have some culinary experts here with me to give this a try so that we have like an honest sort of thing. So
Yeah.
dig in, ladies.
Yum. Yummy. I'm actually liking this.
It is good?
Yes.
What do you think?
I mean, it's okay.
Wait, I'm gonna
I mean,
switch
it's
this
definitely not as bad as it looks, but it has more of like bread than actual eggs.
around. It tastes like
Yeah.
it actually
It's like soggy bread with like a little bit of spice in it.
doesn't taste spicy to me.
A slight, not spicy, but it's kind of flavored up a little.
I'm just spreading it out for you.
A little bit of egg flavor, black beans.
Ah, just got some back.
I mean, it really does look horrible. It really, really does.
Imagine crushing up saltine crackers, adding a little bit of water, and throwing like the leftover stuff that was in your fridge, and it's been there for like 13 days past the expiration date.
Hi. It actually tastes good, and it actually, let me tell you how.
You like it?
Yeah, it tastes like actually nothing, but
I've had worse.
It reminds me of Mom's food.
it tastes.
So we got a shelter up. We got a relatively comfortable place to sleep. We got a fire going really, really easily. Like that fire starter from the dollar store was top notch. And, well, I mean, the food, you heard it from the experts, it's better than nothing.
Yum!
One of them likes it. I actually fed a little bit to my son and he spit it out. So, well, guys, I got to admit, that was a lot of fun. Setting up the shelter, simulating, waking up and making breakfast and all of that kind of jazz. I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to get to my bug out location, but it was a nice simulation. It was a nice test. As for the food, the one that my friend bought for the camp trip that we went on was way better and way easier to prepare. It was delicious and it was way easier to prepare, but in a pinch, that other stuff really wasn't super horrible. Basically, you heard it from the experts, better than nothing. And yeah, it was definitely, it's always nice to get out into the woods and just have fun. And that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna turn the camera off, we're gonna stop filming videos, and the kids and I are just gonna have fun in the woods now. So thanks for checking out the video. Any comments, anything that you'd like to add, please do. Any suggestions on portable meals that are easy to prepare, please leave it in the comments section, because you never know who that might help. And yeah, that's about it. You guys have a good one. We'll see you in the next video.